Yeah, that was good.
I know that everybody probably wants to get to the meat of this whole thing and why Nathan's here and a lot of the things he's been through. But I think it's let's just go back to the beginning. And where did you grow up?
So I was born and grew up for 7 or 8 years in the beautiful city of Delwood, Missouri.
Yeah.
Wow.
North County.
Delhood.
Yeah. And then shortly after, moved to St. Charles, spent majority of my life there, went to high school at Duchesne. And then from there, went to Lewis and Clark in Illinois, played soccer. Then from there, went to Fontbonne University back in St. Louis. Played soccer there and got a psychology degree.
Psychology degree. All right. And then, so let's talk a little bit about your family. I know you've got a twin brother, and your father's worked for the couple police departments. But tell us about your entire family.
So my dad, first, Jim Spiess, he was a dispatcher for the city long time ago.
What years? What do you think?
He was working in dispatch with Renee Kreisman at the time.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you the years. I don't know when that was. I couldn't even tell you how old he is. So
probably way young. Probably way younger than Danny.
JJ.
And me.
Okay, thank you.
And then now he works for St. Louis County's Emergency Management Department. My brother, he's a firefighter for the city. You say
the
whatever
city?
you want. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a twin, and it actually freaked me out when he was getting out of the hospital. I saw him walking, and I was kind of back a little bit. I'm thinking, holy crap, he's doing a great job. But he was pushing Nathan. So, but he looks just like him.
In that
He's-
video, is that him?
Yeah. So yeah, and if I had one person or 10 people tonight, when you walked in, say, "Man, he's so cute."
They're talking to you or Jason? Or
No,
you or Nathan?
they're talking about Nathan, not
Okay.
me. And his girlfriend's in the house, and she agrees.
Yes. Talk a little bit about so you had your brother that was a firefighter, your dad, and then you have a sister also, correct?
Yeah. I have an older sister. She lives in Tampa, Florida. She's a counselor and a therapist.
So she went the psychology route too?
Yes.
All right.
And-
Does that run in the family? How about the twin brother? Is he all psyched up too?
Nope.
No?
He played soccer with me for 2 years at Lewis and Clark, and then he just started doing the paramedic route.
Okay.
He took the smart way.
Well, let's you talk about your soccer. I mean, you just mentioned it, but you were an extremely talented soccer player that had a lot of accolades. Talk a little bit about your soccer career and you started out where at Duchesne?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens? Tell us a little bit about your soccer career.
Duchesne, I was 2 times all-conference first player, 1 time all-state first player, 1 time all-region, and all-metro first player.
And then you've recently played for the Falcons.
Yep.
Which is right here on the hill, right?
Yes.
And they're a very competitive, I guess. I don't wanna
Amateur
call anybody-
team.
Club team.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to call anybody old, but they're very talented old heads.
Nathan, how old are you? How old are you?
I am 31.
So was it an over 30 team that you played for the Falcons?
It
Or just
started
open team?
Younger.
It was open team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So out of college, I first started with a group of guys that decided, hey, let's get in this soccer tournament, and it was indoor. Let's see what happens. We had like 11 players, and most players have 20 at the time. Our team name was Meat Sauce. Don't ask me why, but
Meat sauce. I like it.
we ended up winning that tournament, and Ragu Meat Sauce wanted to sponsor us. We didn't go with him. Mission Taco at the time, he was a guy that was familiar with the Nest and all of us. They're like, hey, we'll sponsor your team if, what you wear our brand, our jerseys. We're like, oh, well, hell yeah. So we'd play all the major indoor tournaments and stuff in the St. Louis region. We would win all of those, and we'd constantly compete against a group called AA Express, or there's a bunch of Bosnians. We ended up beating them every time. And so one of the guys who owned AA Express was like, I want to buy your team. I want to be part of this team. I'll pay for everything. And then we started going and playing in tournaments throughout the country.
Wow.
So it was outdoor and indoor.
Was this before you got on the job?
This was during.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I spent a lot of my taking days off and stuff like that when I wanted to go out of town and play soccer. And all the guys on the squad, Sergeant Holting, they say field ferry and all that stuff, and I was like, okay, well,
Sergeant Holting, that pisses me off because he and I came out together in 8th District. He's going to get some information from me. I'm going to rip on him.
JJ
still
got
on?
a lot of the same information.
Huh?
Is he still on?
Yeah, he's their sergeant. Or
Still to this?
he's still a sergeant in their squad, right?
yep.
Yep.
All right.
He's a good dude.
I think week by week he's thinking about retiring a lot sooner,
They got a squad, brother. I'll tell you that. And
especially
they,
with Napoli over there.
Napoli
Now-
showed up.
Yeah,
Now, are you a member of the Falcons Club?
I am.
Naps, what's up, brother?
That's a nice place, dude.
Yes, it is.
That is a very nice place. For the what did you
On the
what
hill.
bar did you used to be?
It's John or Jeff
Melrose.
Long's favorite.
Melrose. It used to be
Melrose place.
Melrose on the hill.
And I've been to both. The Falcon Club is way nicer.
Oh,
That's
God,
nice.
yeah.
Jimmy Long's
Oh, yeah.
buddy Joe. We go there. It's way nicer.
That's nice.
It's well lit. It's redone. It's not depressing.
What did Sergeant Holting call it again? Field ferries?
Yeah.
That's because I think he's a pickleball player like me. So we just, it's pickleball. or
Talking about
nothing.
field ferries.
He can't move that quick.
Yeah, he can't anymore?
No way.
Oh, geez. Sergeant Holting, come on. Let's go. Let's be better.
All right, so let's move on. And so, Nathan, tell us why did you want to become a policeman? What made you become a policeman?
Mobile Reserve.
Here we go.
Not only does it run in the family, I couldn't do a 9-to-5 job, and a crazy guy like me who likes, who thinks, why wouldn't you want to shoot guns, chase people, and drive fast in cars?
Sounds like a great career.
It wasn't the whole, I want to change the world, I want to help all these people, blah, 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 that most people say. It ended up, it's a fun job to do. It's not something where I have to dread in going to work every day. And
That's well said, because I was the same way. I didn't.
No
I just
day's
wanted
the same.
I didn't want the excitement. I just wanted the excitement. I had no. Okay, and then, but what ends up happening is when you want that excitement, you do end up helping people.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's the end result. That's the end
but
result.
It's not the
But
like you said.
But he says exactly what I always say. Being a policeman, because he was an athlete. I was an athlete. So
Of course
being,
you are.
being
No,
part. No, I'm not.
we've
Being
heard.
part of being
So
part of a
we've
team is why I wanted to become a policeman. And then that's what Kenny Lambert told me. He looks forward to going to work every day, and it's the closest thing to being a professional athlete is being part of a police department. Because you have the same camaraderie, same locker room stuff, and that's what professional athletes will tell you. What they miss the most isn't the game; it's the locker room, and that's what police departments give in spades. And it was kind of faded a little bit. But I think it's good to see. But I've been on a long time, and it's good to see your squad. And I can't wait till you come back and go to that squad because a bunch of them are here, and they're the real deal. And a lot of them work secondary or I'm not saying overtime for us. But everyone that's done it is just a stud, and you guys have fun every day, and I think that's the greatest. That's the biggest thing you can do or promote policing is what you guys do. I mean, it is. It's what makes everyone want to be police if you want to be the police.
Yeah. And going off that, like you're saying, it's fun and like we're all a big squad together.
Right.
In the locker room or at the station, we are the biggest goofballs in
Right,
the world.
right.
We enjoy being around each other, laughing and all that stuff. But when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Right.
And then I could trust each of them to have my back whenever something happens, and vice versa.
And it's fun work.
Yes.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that JJ's talked about, and several of your squad members are here. And he talks about that 6th district squad. And you guys, when you guys work overtime, you guys work with mobile or with anti-crime. But they'd always go back to the 6th district where their roots were from. And they became, and just talk a little bit about that, of how close you guys were. And we'll get into, obviously there's been some incidents involved. But that closeness really, that gets you through all that. So just talk about some of the guys that are in that squad.
Well, at first all started, I was on a separate platoon of them, and I ended up starting working overtime and starting to meet these guys, starting to ride with them. I was like, oh, damn, this is fun.
And he's in the 6th district, which is North City.
Yeah.
And there's never a dull day working
No.
in the 6th district. Go ahead.
And then you have different guys who are going off to want to do different things, whether it's going to mobile, someone going to intel, anti-crime, this and that, whatever. And the thing that I try, and what's really going to suck about all of it all, is I try telling them, was like, we're not going to be staying here forever as a group together. And it's like, hopefully at that time, whenever it happens, we're still going to be able to like work together, do this together. Hey, I got this. Can you guys handle that? Blah, 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 blah. And still go out and get a beer and everything like that afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, there's
100%.
From their different.
You'll
sides.
you'll always be friends with them.
100%.
And you always
you
wanna-
just met your best friends for life.
Right.
And, you know, and that's just the way it goes.
But it's great though, giving them shit because they want to go to mobile.
And you know, it's sad, and hopefully someday I would love to bring every one of them because they're all good policemen. But I hope someday that we have the manpower to increase. And I think the changing of the guard that with the new police board, there's a lot of good changes coming. I think hopefully it's in my realm where I'm still active. I guess you got a couple years left, but I'd love to see it increase, and I'd love to increase my unit 10 more people. It'd be great.
Yeah.
We could solve a lot of problems in the city.
It's just great being able to like banter each other, give each other crap for,
Right.
hey, I want to go here and you want to go here, and you guys only do this and you guys only do that. And it's like, it's all fun and love.
And we got a couple of SWAT guys in the house right now too.
We do.
Yeah, Tim Boyce, Sergeant, John Long.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Can't miss Boyce back there.
I gave him his workout routine.
Prime,
So
perform-
you're-
prime
Prime
performance.
performance. Actually, they are prime performance people. Shake your head, yes. Yes, see? Told you.
All right.
So Nathan, you just talked about those guys that you know you give each other a lot of trouble. You're close to them. You probably do a lot of stuff off duty, but you know you guys in 2022 was your guys' first, I guess you would call it a major incident. And but as old heads, is what we think about that is we can always relate to certain incidences like that you guys went through. But there's a difference in the eras. So when we watch you guys go through it and what you guys did, it was cool. But in 2022, you were riding with your partner at the time was Collin Ledbetter, and you guys were after a murder suspect. And tell us a little bit about that incident.
So the squad that I was working with that day was a B platoon squad, so it wasn't with the guys that I work with now. Nap, were you working whenever that happened? Were you in the academy still? You were out in the streets? I don't know.
Now you hurt his feelings. We'll get him on.
Threw you on the bus. Go ahead.
That squad that I was working with is very similar to the squad that I work with now. Always wanted to go out there and get stuff. Always wanted to do actual police work. Wasn't so more car stops as much as it was, let's go jump out on these guys that are at 4300 block of College or, 2000 block of DeSoto and stuff like that. We would get out of the cars a block away, go hide in some bushes and wait for the perfect time to go hop out.
That's old school.
Old days there.
I love that, man.
Yes.
And then, so on this particular day, though, and excuse me if I get emotional during any of these stories.
Absolutely.
So, Ledbetter was actually at an interview at headquarters with DEI. So I went and played some basketball at the academy. And I went to go pick him up. I heard this call come out on the radio. It's, someone called down at River Trail down in the Baden neighborhood and said, there's a white SUV, 4 black guys masked up with guns. I said, I'm taking that right away. I know that's the car that's wanted for a homicide the night before. So we went out, and actually Ledbetter called Hines and was like, hey, we're going to get this car, and
Right.
you guys are just
We were
really
in
far
mobile
away.
reserves when Walnut Park when we get the call, and we were on something looking for a guy, and we pulled off it because we knew you guys had this going on.
And so we pulled in, we saw the car, flipped the UE. They ended up going out, chasing them, blah, 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 doing all that. The car ends up crashing out, and I chase after the passenger, Collin goes after the driver, and we split in different ways. The guy I was chasing fell over the fence. I hurdled the fence, and I was probably a foot away from him when he just put his pistol around his side and started shooting. His first shot hit me in my leg, shattered my femur, tried to get up and around again. Obviously couldn't do that. Rolled over on to the front of me, shot at the suspect, and then I started applying my tourniquet, at which time county guys showed up, and then they helped me out. But during the midst of that, when the shots rang out, I heard Collin yell Spiess. And so As the suspect was running across the backyard, Collin came across the gangway of the two houses where they met, and they both exchanged gunfire. They put me in the ambulance first, getting ready to go, and they banged on the door, said there's another officer shot. Threw him in there, put me on the side bench, and I looked over at him. His eyes were in the back of his head. White stuff was coming out of his mouth, and I thought to myself, my God, he's dead.
Right.
And luckily, this ambulance wasn't even supposed to be there.
Right.
It was an ambulance that was in the area, heard the shots, got called off their call, and just came to where we were at. If it was any longer, he would not be here today. He died in the ambulance for 15 minutes it took to get to Barnes, because it was a long, long way. And I guess, they put me in the emergency room. Captain Allen at the time came over, and the first thing I asked her was, how's Collin? And she just shook her head no. So at that time, I thought he was dead.
Right.
And they cracked his chest open, squeezed his heart until they got a heartbeat. And talking to the doctor and the surgeon, they say once that happens, it's a 1% chance that anyone ever lives through that. And there was a couple days go by that I had no idea.
Well, actually, that night I went home, and because we were there, and it was heartbreaking. And I can't remember which officer. One of my officers jumped in, and actually, do you remember which officer came from? And he held pressure on you and Ledbetter. Do you remember?
Zemez.
Yeah. He's a DE agent. Sorry about that. But anyway, my neighbor, she's a RN, Maddie, and she's ICU in Barnes. And so she knew all this was going on. She was working that day, and I have a bar in my basement, so I went down and I decided I needed a drink, believe it or not. So she calls me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm in the basement." She goes, "I heard what happened." She goes, "Can I come over?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "How?" She was there. I go, "How is he?" And she goes, "He's going to survive, but he's probably never going to be the same." And then each day she'd come and call me and she'd say, "He is unreal. He keeps getting better." Her diagnosis, she's an RN, but she's like, she was very, not negative, but just trying to be truthful to me. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh man, I didn't even know the kid, but it still breaks your heart when as a policeman. And every day she'd call me and say, "It's unreal how he's doing. He is unreal. He's breaking all the odds." And obviously he broke all the odds, and you can finish how he's doing now, but he came back. I mean, he's back, and he's not a policeman anymore, but he's Collin Ledbetter.
Yeah. So there's two sides of that. Once it happened, I automatically thought I need to start putting my tourniquet on, and as I started doing whenever they come. And the first thing with that is you don't realize the training that you go through in which you actually use and which you don't think about.
Right.
That's why the muscle memory of actually training and keep doing that time and time again actually pays off.
Right.
And then the second thing is a lot of people don't like to talk about it all is the survivor's guilt about it.
Right.
The way that I think about it, and I say, I was the one that took this call. I was the one that wanted to do this.
Wow.
I was the one that had the opportunity to shoot at the suspect first, and we're trying to eliminate the threat.
Right.
And I failed to do that.
Yeah.
And so, since all those components took part, I feel as it's partly my fault that the things ended up the way that they are.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that say no.
Right.
But the way that I look at it, it's I could have done so much better.
No, you can't hold that guilt, brother. You did what you could. And I know the person I know that you would have done everything you could to save him. So you can't take that blame. You got to let that go.
And so I watched my body camera from the last incident. I have not watched a single body cam from that incident whatsoever because I cannot bear to look at that.
Right.
It exists though, from the Ledbetter incident.
Mm-hmm. It's not from us. It's from the county guys that ended up fighting us because Collin ended up crawling underneath the sun porch, and no one knew where he was at. And you could hear on the radio Monty asking, "Collin, where are you? Where are you?" And so, just those videos, I will never want to, and I never will look at that because it's just
completely
heartbreak.
understandable.
On a positive note, how is he doing? I know he's doing well. He's working as a farmer, doing farming or something like that.
He's working at his dad's car dealership, and he recently just told me that he's going to be able to quit that job and start full-time with his podcast.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you were close. He's a car dealer salesman, but farming and all that. So,
But he has a podcast, and we should promote his podcast. I think it's called Built Different,
Correct.
and I'm sure you'll be on that one day.
I think so.
I think you
big
guys
chance.
would have a hell of a conversation, a 2-hour conversation.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
yeah, no
of
kidding.
I mean, you talk about two heroes. You know, both of you, damn near. You know,
What is the name of the podcast again?
Built Different?
That's a great
I
name.
watched it, and he had Tom Lake on, and we need to have Tom on too. And you know, he's got a good podcast too. I think his is more of an interview style than the nutballs silliness that we do. So it's kind of different, you know. But it's very, you know, I listen to it a lot, and God love him, you know, to go through what he went through, and so if
Yeah,
anybody out there listening to Built
he
Different,
beat all odds
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
right?
Which is amazing.
And that's
So-
why on the back of the T-shirt, it's a quote from me. He said, "I never believed in miracles until this happened."
Really, that's awesome.
Well, I can remember. I mean, all of us.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
every word you got right off. And just for the people that are out there, when no matter whether you're retired or whether you're off duty or when somebody gets shot and bad things are happening, you will get an enormous amount of text from everybody telling you, okay, this is going on, that's going on. And every text you got when Collin and yourself got shot in that incident,
It's bleak.
his Spiess is going to be okay, and it doesn't look good for Ledbetter. He ain't coming.
No, exactly.
And then every day every day you get another text. This dude's still alive. He's still kicking. And then you, like you said, JJ. And then I would always talk to you, and you're like, I talked to this nurse. She said he's
Patty.
unbelievable. She said this guy's incredible.
Yeah.
And so
He really was a miracle.
It just goes to the camaraderie and the family that never goes away. I mean, like
Right,
you said,
everybody was worried.
I'm retired. If somebody gets hurt, I'm still getting texts from everybody, phone calls, such and such hurt, you know, whatever.
Right.
The family never leaves you in this.
Right.
Hey Nathan, we'd like to have Ledbetter. Would you think he'd come on the podcast?
Absolutely.
I kind of feel bad we didn't ask him this time, but where's he living? Is he out? He's out on the outskirts.
No, he's still at
Farm.
On a farm.
Vandalia, Illinois.
I don't even know where that's at. Do you know where that's at?
Vandalia, make a
Oh, he said Vandalia.
Vandalia.
Okay.
he didn't say Vandalia.
I didn't think he
I said
did.
Van
Say
Halia.
Vandalia. Did you say Vandalia?
I said Vandalia.
Yeah.
We have some.
Welcome to the jungle. What did you say?
Some people out there got
What's
it.
Van
No,
Halen
that's
say?
Guns N' Roses.
What's
Welcome
Van
to the
Halen?
jungle.
What's Van Halen song?
My teacher,
Van
you know,
Halia.
teacher, Van Halen teacher.
David
I'm
Roth
hot for
lives there.
teacher.
Yeah. David Roth lives there.
David Lee Roth.
Right.
How old are you, Nathan? Jesus.
That's pretty good.
I'm 45.
Good. That is good.
No. Tommy, we have some presentations for him.
No, I think
No.
we need to get to his incident now.
Oh, yeah, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
he
people maybe
bit your
want-
head
That
off
says
on
a
that
lot
one.
right there, doesn't it?
He bit your
That was
head
a-
off.
He already went through
very
one of his
traumatic.
incident.
Yeah, that says a million things right there.
But I think that going through that incident
You know?
and with the friendships that have been made in the 6th District crew, and then you guys go through the incident that you went through in 2022. Now take us to 2025 and the incident that happens, and it's all you guys are involved in this again. And so just take us through that and let the listeners know what happened there.
All right, so it was St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Normal morning. I'm thinking, hey, can't wait to get off work. Gonna go down to Dogtown and
Right here at Columbo's.
yeah, have myself
All right.
a day. I think it was about 8:30 or something like that. I was working 624's area is my area. Guys from East Illinois or their East St. Louis task force or something said, hey, we got this carjacked car here. We want you guys to come light it up and, you know, take care of whatever you need to take care of. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. We love doing that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll take the call. Set up this plan. I was like, it's a one-way street going south, so let's have a car set up at Thekla, have a car set up in Harney because they're just going to keep going south until they reach Thekla, and then they're going to go hit the street light. Went, lighted up, threw out the spikes, the car stopped, started reversing. Brad Nelson was my partner again at the time, and he got out and threw spike strips in between the front and the back tire, just in case if it goes forward, if it's going to go backwards, they're screwed.
Good move.
It got spiked 3 times, ended up going down Kings Highway onto the highway where it crashed at 70 and Shreve. I ended up going out after either the back passenger or the driver, and 2 guys ended up going up the hill up towards Bircher. The guy that I chased ended up hopping over the median into the express lane. Pistol paralyzed him, and for people who don't know what that means, pointed my gun at him, told him, stop, get on the ground, amongst other words that might have been said.
Please.
And then, so he
Strongly suggest.
he laid on his back first, which is
That's weird.
very weird. And I took my time. I waited until he turned over on his stomach, until I hopped over the median to attempt to arrest him, put him in handcuffs. As I was hopping over the median, I heard the screech, looked and saw the car, and I tried swinging my leg back around, in which the car came in like tail end us, flipped me over the median, wasn't able to get to my microphone, and everyone else was just chasing other people. There was so much going on. So I couldn't call out for anyone, so I ended up pulling my pistol out and shooting it in the air to get attention from people.
That's it. How smart is that?
I looked
Yeah.
at my leg. My boot was gone. I was missing a toe. From my shin down, it was just mangled. And I leaned against the median. My immediate thought was when David Lee got hit on the highway
Yeah.
in
Right.
September, October, and I came to peace with it. I'm like, this is my time. Like,
Right.
it is what it is. Well, then my squad got to me. Napoli started hitting me in the face, which he's lucky I wasn't coherent.
He's dead eye staring at you since you've been talking.
Yeah.
So
He said, Spiess, stay with us. One of the new probes, Griffith, actually started putting my tourniquet on, and Oglesby was sitting there coaching him how to do it. And then once that happened, picked me up, threw me in the back of a police car, and that whole dragging thing where they say, pick you up, someone go around the other side, grab them by the vest and pull them in.
that's Mitchum.
Again, yeah, part of the training that you learn and you do, and you don't realize you're going to be doing this stuff until you have to do it. So once that happened, Samir was driving us, and I was just sitting in the car yelling at him to, excuse my language, I don't know if I could say this.
You
but
can say whatever you want.
I was telling him to slow the fuck down.
I
This
was
shit
hoping
hurts.
I heard you said
What
that. I'm
hurts?
glad
The
you said
bumping
that.
or
Oh, he
Told him to
first of
slow the
all,
fuck down.
the way he drives when there's not someone that's completely mangled and injured in the police car is crazy. And then when he's trying to save someone's life and gets to the hospital, I was like, oh my God, man, this hurts. So I think from the time that I got hit by the car to the hospital, it was 6 or 8 minutes.
It's unreal.
That's unbelievable.
And remember, they put me in the stretcher, going inside. I asked the doctor if I was going to die. He said, no, but we're going to have to amputate. And I said, well, no shit.
he said that right off the bat.
Yeah.
And was this the same ER you were in when you got shot?
It was at
Yeah.
Barnes, but it was a different room.
Right,
Yes.
same hospital. Barnes is
Any
unbelievable.
same doctors or anything that you remember, nurses?
Not
or?
that I could
Okay,
remember.
got you. I mean, who has 2 of these traumatic things?
The first one, were you a little bit more coherent when you got to the hospital? Or-
What do you mean, the
The
2022?
the second one was. I remember getting there, and I pretty much wanted to tell the doctor most of the work's been done for you.
That's priceless. Dude.
But they were talking about like ripping all my stuff off. How do we get this off? And I helped them take off all my equipment and everything.
Wow.
And then I was just like, just give me some fucking pain medicine. and so all that
So
happened.
you were more coherent the
Yeah.
second time
Yeah.
than the first time?
Yep.
And then, but the first time, the one thing that I found that fascinating the first time is that both you guys get put in the same ambulance.
Yeah.
And then there's one policeman in there.
It's a mess. Mobile Reserve He should have got the Medal of Valor, and he didn't.
It's
for
incredible.
helping you
Yeah.
guys out. But
I don't
That's
know
incredible.
if it's one of those things where I want to forget about that happened.
Right.
maybe
Where I'm trying to trick my mind and say,
Right.
I want to forget about all this stuff.
Does your psychology degree help you with any of this shit? I'm seriously, like how perspective or
I'm
No.
sure. Yeah, that's a good question.
Absolutely not. It was just the only thing in school that had my
Interest.
interest.
yeah. Okay.
Well, you mentioned 3 people.
It doesn't even help me at all.
really?
No.
You mentioned 3 people that helped you that day, and they're all 3 standing there watching. So, and that's a good group of buddies you've made for life, and they were there for you to help you, and thank God they were there.
They'll be there forever.
No, and I think it's not just those 3 though, too. They were
No,
just
I
the
know.
ones
Well, but they're here.
They were the ones that were in the spot at the time to do what they needed to do. But you've often talked about that 6th district crew that you've been involved with, and now it's been going on for years. And how they step up, and their wives and their girlfriends, and everybody steps up at a time when you guys are down. We've been there too. We were there with Bob Stanzi. We were there with several others, and when that happens, and then you see that go through, it really means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we ended up having weeks after having a debrief where we all got together and can kind of just talk about everything with everyone, let your emotions out whenever it happens. And everyone's question is, what if I would have done that? Or I should have done this, and I should have done that. And the other thing is, though, is everything kind of played out the way it was supposed to be. Yeah, I got this. It sucks, but I'm still here, right? And you also have to think is, what if I did that? It could have also been a worse thing that happened too. Not just
Right.
what if I would have done this? You would have still had your leg. But if you also would have done this, I could have been dead.
Right.
And so I tell them, it's like, I think it was better that it happened to me because I was, from the first incident, I was able to handle myself in a calm way during a chaotic situation.
Right. Can't teach that.
And there's a lot of guys out there on my squad who would just run over the median and try and wrestle with this guy right away.
Yeah. That's one of them calling now.
Right.
And in a group like that, there's so many good different personalities. Not all,
yeah.
Oh,
not
yeah.
everybody's the same. Just like in our group, not everybody's the same. Everybody's got a different quirk. Everybody's got something you can make fun of.
Oh, yeah, Nap's a spiker. He likes spiking cars all the time.
Name a time would ever have a guest that a young policeman had to use 2 tourniquets on each leg in his career, in his young career.
Now your bad leg is your good leg.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, your strength and your candid speak of going to the hospital and everything that happened in the hospital and how you talk is just it's brave. I'm serious. I'm like, the doctor said most of the work's done. You make light of it, but I'm sitting there going, Jesus. I mean, wow.
One of the things I heard, Nathan, was, obviously after something like that happens, and your love for this job is, everybody can see that. But when that happened, one of the things that had you really down was the fact that you might not be a policeman again. And I think it was brought to your attention that, a lot of people have come back and done extraordinary things with, after losing a leg or losing 2 legs. Mm-hmm. And I think, did that help you out as far, because you never really want to learn about people that have struggled back from no leg because it's not something you think about, right? Or a half a leg. Or is that something that as you learned about it, you're like, and use those people as a lot of inspiration?
I always knew I was going to come back to the department, whether it was going to be working as a police officer, being behind a desk somewhere, something like that.
That ain't you.
Even if I just went and worked at North Patrol watching the real-time cameras and calling it out to the guys to go get something. But, once the doctors and everything, looking at my limb and how everything looks and how young I am and athletic and how technology is today, they're saying, I could do whatever I want to do. I'll be able to do what I did at the same extreme and everything like that.
Really? That's what they're saying still.
Yes.
Timeline?
Right.
I have probably 8 more weeks of physical therapy, and then
You can get ready to roll?
Well, I got a suggestion too. Is if you can't get back to perfect health, is that they just make you a sergeant, because in the words
Oh,
of Matt
jeez.
Hannewinkle, who's a tremendous policeman philosopher, is that a sergeant is nothing more than a policeman on light duty. So, they
God.
can promote you.
Hey, Tim Boyce, is that true?
Right. What was the last foot pursuit you were in?
You know where I?
Oh, he's a SWAT, dude. He's been chasing people.
Yeah. Were you a sergeant?
Hey, Nathan.
Okay.
You're going through the rehab, and I know that there's got to be some ups. And how you handling when you first started, I heard you may have thought had like, am I really going to be able to do this or not? And I know that you've gone beyond that, and I know you have a positive. Your attitude's unreal. Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel now? And how you deal with the ups and downs of the rehab? I know you have some setbacks and you go forward. But
Have you had some setbacks?
Not physically. With everything that good happens, and most of the days are good days, there's also times where I sit there and look at myself in the mirror and I think, holy shit, like, I'm never going to have this leg back. And it's like, at first it was times where I couldn't shower by myself. I couldn't do different individual things, carrying things around, opening doors, and just like helping people out that I'm used to.
Right.
And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It was so many. During those times, I thought it would have been better if I would have died during that incident versus having to go through this and living my life like this for the rest of my life. Now, I became adapted to it, accepted that, this is a part of me and this is who I am, and I'm not going to let this stop me from doing anything that I can't do. Now, it still sucks at times. There's times where I break down, but it's nothing to where I'm like, I wish I wasn't here anymore.
Right.
So there's always going to be those ups and downs, but the ups are a whole lot more than the downs are.
It's strong.
I'll tell you what.
Let me ask you this real quick: you went through the other incident, and now you've gone through this incident. Have you needed to go reach out for help, or is it your friends that help you? How are you dealing with that?
It's my friends and family.
Yep. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because you have a strong friends and family that have been through this before. I was just curious about that.
I went to a therapist, told her everything that was going on, and she said, all your thoughts and everything you're thinking are completely normal, but you also know how to handle the bad thoughts, where I recognize those thoughts. And it's not a point to where I'm going to do anything to harm myself, kill myself or anything. I have, I guess, coping skills to where I could recognize those thoughts, I could see what they're at, and I could have changed my mindset to where before it would be like, I'll never have a leg again. I'll never have a normal life again. To now, it's just going to be a new normal life.
Right.
Nathan, so on the first incident, it's such a horrible thing to have to say, but on the first incident, you had what you called survivor's guilt, right? And then move forward to the second incident, and you said you guys had a debriefing about 6 weeks later, or did you say?
Yeah.
6 weeks later, and everybody was saying things like, I wish I would have done this. Did that debriefing help you feel better about your guilt from the first incident by seeing how these guys felt the same way? I wish I would have done this different. And you were like, no, dude, it happened the way it's supposed to happen.
Yes and no. I'm just stubborn as hell. So in that term, no. But also because it's me that affected someone else's life is what kind of holds me down.
Right.
But yet you were willing to say that's not the case in this scenario.
Correct.
Yeah, you're hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Nathan, your goal is to come back and be a police officer.
That is correct.
And I have one favor to ask. Our podcast is week to week. We never know if we're going to still be here next week. When you come back, I can't wait to see you back in uniform.
Your first arrest. We're going to have you back
Foot
on.
pursuit. No, he's got to do a foot pursuit.
I just want to go back one time.
No.
And then when I catch someone, talk all the shit to them, lift
Yeah.
my pants out, and be like, "You dumb motherfucker."
But my question, I heard you say that story before. That's why I brought this up, and I love that. But my question is, or my request is that when you do come back and put that uniform again, that following Thursday, you're coming back on the fucking podcast.
You got it.
We might even have your uniform on.
Tommy.
We're live.
Yeah,
So we know you're going to have times. I mean, it's just part of going through rehab that you're going to have some tough times. And, you know, and your friends are with you. But there's a lot of other people that are with you. And, you know, one of them, we reached out to a friend of ours named Jimmy Mayer. And Jimmy is involved with the Blues. And he asked some Blues to do some things. And first one we got here is a little word for you from Coach Montgomery.
Nathan, Jim Montgomery, head coach of the St. Louis Blues here. And I just wanted to reach out to you because I know the rehab portion can be grinding and can be grueling. And sometimes the days are long and you never see the end in sight. But I want to tell you, you're inspiring. And we cannot thank you enough for what you've done for our great city. And I'm going to tell you this, okay? It's worth every fight, every time, just like you have your entire life. You fought for this city. You fought for your family. You keep fighting because you're inspiring. And I can't thank you enough for what you do for our great city of St. Louis.
All right. That was from the coach, and then now we've got one from our Stanley Cup winning goaltender who stole this thing is Jordan Binnington.
Hey Nathan, Jordan Binnington here. Just sending a quick note to you. Obviously I know your story, and yeah, first of all I want to say thank you for you know, suiting up in the uniform and putting yourself out there to protect the city, protect the people. You know, keep order in this crazy world, and yeah, so thank you for that. And I also wanted to share a message of just appreciation, inspiration, however you want to call it. Man, I know you're going through a tough time, and you're on your road to recovery right now, and I'm sure there's times where it seems impossible or tough, and I just want to let you know that it matters, and it matters to the people you love, to the men and women in uniform, to the city of St. Louis. Just, it's inspiring, and I just want to encourage you and wish you all the best in this continued path. And you know, when we're back in town next season, hopefully we'll get together, or you come to a game, and you know, we can check in and see how great you're doing. And so I'm thinking of you and your family, and I wish you all the best, and just stay with it, brother. Stay strong. Bye.
So our next one is a Hall of Famer.
Nathan, Chris Pronger here. Understand you're fighting the cycle right now that we all do when we're rehabbing and trying to get back. I'm there with you. I am there in spirit, and certainly praying for you and wishing you well, wishing you a speedy recovery. As we know, the best things in life take time, and this is certainly one of them. Keep working hard, keep grinding, push through those moments of distress, those moments when you feel like you've had enough, and I know you can do it. You're a strong, proud man. You can do it. And certainly here supporting you, wishing you fight on, do what you can to get your head in the right headspace. It as I very well know, it can be a challenge. So wishing you nothing but the best, a speedy recovery, and keep pushing through it. I know you can come out the other side and feeling much, much better. So stick with it, Nathan. Take care, man.
And then now we're going to go to the governor, and Governor Kehoe has a little word to say for you.
I'm excited to know that you're on the Brighter Side of Blue podcast. You know, I love Columbo's there in Dogtown, and I wish I could have a beer there with you. But I'm super excited to have you on, and it's good that they're focusing on the heroes that we have in the law enforcement community, especially with St. Louis City. As you know, I have a very humble and longtime connection with the city police department. And you and I met at the Backstoppers event. And as you might recall, your partner from your event where you were heroes a few years back, I have a connection to the Gilliam family. So I'm grateful that they're having you on this podcast. I'm grateful they're highlighting that the risk associated with being a law enforcement officer are unknown. That you leave your house every day not knowing if you're coming back from that shift. And you, of all people, know that. And your first words to me, if you remember at Backstoppers, was, I want to go back to work. And that's what's great about our law enforcement folks all across the state, including there in St. Louis City. As you might recall, my cousin Stevie Jacobsmeyer was a detective with the police department. My Uncle Jake was the chief of police of the police department. And the first actions we took as governor, the very first action we took as governor, was getting a bill through the General Assembly that lets the city police department become under control of our city residents, taking politics out of it to protect the men and ladies like you who are giving their life and their freedom to make St. Louis a better community. So I want to say thank you. You're a hero in my mind. It was an honor for me to meet you again when we were at Backstoppers. I'm glad you're on the podcast. Hello to my friends on the podcast. I'm coming to Colombo someday. I'm going to be on with you live in person. God bless you guys, and thanks for all you do to promote law enforcement and all the great heroes we have in the region.
We'll get you all of those because those are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah, we're going to have shorts coming out, and all the video problems we've had, there'll be shorts coming out on all this. And we've got, one of the things that we haven't mentioned yet, and we really appreciate Nathan coming on. We've been trying to get him on for months, and he wanted his guys to be off so they could come down. And it finally worked out. But one of the other things that Nathan's got coming up is September the 19th.
13th, maybe?
I think it was the 19th, wasn't it, JJ?
I think so. I could be.
Yeah,
Don't go by me.
It's the 19th, dude. It's a Friday.
Okay.
13th, I think, is a Sunday. I don't know. But anyway, September the 19th, I believe it's the Heroes Network is having a golf tournament for Nathan in the honor of Nathan, along with the Hideout. The Hideout, something?
Mm-hmm.
The Hideout.
This is Tavern.
Is that what is this?
Yeah.
The Tavern?
Hideout. This is Tavern and Bar.
That's a,
Oh, yeah, it's a good.
See, because I asked Laura if that was the tavern, and she's like, I don't think it's a tavern. I said,
Is it Hideout on Arsenal in the?
No, dude, no.
I think
It's
this
the
one's
one
in
way out
Fenton.
Why
or
were you
something.
that hideout in
I
Arsenal?
don't know what you're talking about.
But that could be. Get ready to play Leon here.
Oh,
JJ and I are going to play with Nathan, and I think we're.
wait a
gonna
minute.
have
First, make sure are we still good to play with you on that tournament?
As long as you can drink as much as I can.
I don't know about that.
I'm good.
We're good.
I'm out.
But I got to tell you about the legend of Leon. And Leon, and this was JJ's golf persona back in the day. If Leon shows up, we got a shot. Because back in the day, there was a guy by the name of Leon. Did you ever hear about the Leon Budweiser
No way he knows
commercials?
No way does he
So
know.
you're too
They're a
young.
classic.
Hit Leon's Budweiser commercials.
We're almost.
Players in the league you like.
No, Chuck.
What about any historic players?
Historic players, look here, man, I ain't really concerned what was happening during the dinosaur age. Leon lives in it right now.
And right now?
Leon loves Leon.
So these were the commercials back in the day in Bud Light. And I don't know if you've listened to enough shows. JJ is somewhat cocky.
That's some bullshit, dude.
Somewhat cocky, but he's a lovable cocky. He's not a dickhead cocky. He's lovable cocky.
Boy,
So we were playing in a golf tournament one year. And this is a pig and par tournament. And
Soccer
driving
team?
up, and it was me and Chief Dodge, JJ, and Jimmy Long, J-Lo. And we have no ambitions of winning this tournament. But we birdie, the first two of the first three holes, and we come up to a hole, and I just looked at JJ, and there was a lake, and then if you could bomb a ball, you could make it to the green.
Yeah.
So JJ's not that good of a guy. He might be a great soccer player, and like I said,
I can hit a
he never
drive on a
missed
golf
shot.
ball.
He never missed a shot. He never passed up a shot. He loved every shot he could possibly take, whether it was soccer or baseball or basketball. And,
This is fucked up.
so we're pulling up to this thing, and I said, and Dodge and I, not to be conceited, Dodge and I are the golfers of the group. So I tell JJ, I said, hey, can you just lay up here? And then me and Dodge would go for the thing, and he looks at me, and he says, JJ, don't lay up. And I said, okay, Leon. Whatever,
JJ,
Leon.
don't lay up.
Well, what happens is...
I get out drive them all.
What did he do with it?
Whatever.
Did he drive it?
No, you couldn't.
Did he drive it?
Nah, he put it in the lake or whatever. But
That's a lot.
What
That's
happens is that this becomes 14 holes of Leon. Because there in front of us is Lisa. Lisa Joyner is his wife. And the
Dodge's
other gals and Dodge's wife and Jimmy's girlfriend. And in front of them is another group of gals. Well, Leon becomes the talk of the tournament. In the middle of the fairways, if Leon, all the gals would be going, come on, Leon! Come on, Leon! You got this, Leon! Well, Leon hits about 8 putts, and everybody's watching. Every shot Leon makes, the eyes are on him. Leon hits about 7, 8 putts. I mean, it couldn't hit other than that, he didn't do anything.
Setting the bar high for him.
But they were going, all right, that's all right, Leon. Your teammates should pick you up, Leon. You ain't responsible for that. and this went on for 15 holes, and we ended up coming in like second place because Leon could putt.
Leon can putt.
Was having a putt.
I had a putting.
Is this A flight, B flight, C flight?
One
D
flight.
flight.
It was a pig and par, for God's sakes. We don't have any flights.
Yeah, we came in. I think we came in second, actually.
And I think we all gave I think we got like some shirts or something. We all gave them to you because you are Leon.
Leon.
Leon won that tournament.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
Leon
I was
can putt.
insulted that he asked me to lay up because I can drive a golf ball.
Oh,
Not
stop.
anymore.
Stop. Stop.
Could.
You were. What do you think your handicap was at the time?
Fuck. I don't even know what a handicap is.
40?
I don't know.
If you played a golf course on your own, what would you score?
Right now? Shit.
No, back then you would have probably got about 120.
No,
right?
probably about 80, 90. Hey, you guys gotta give me credit, dude. Leon could fucking hit a golf ball.
How are we ending with ball bumping
I
on
don't know.
JJ?
That's
Fucking
bullshit
why?
because I've won 2 long drive
Let's start at
contests in
this, and
golf.
we're talking about a golf
I'm not
tournament.
saying you can't hit the ball long. I'm just saying on the overall 18 holes, you're going to have some severe issues.
Can I overdrive the ball?
Nathan, I'm going to bail you out of
Let's
this.
just get on and let's move on.
That's what
You
it
have
is.
made a promise, and we're going to keep you to it. When you're back in blue, driving around in that car, doing what you do.
Who's
Come on, that
hold
show.
on a second. Hold on a second. We got it. Do you
Tommy.
know Abby Oglesby?
Okay.
I do.
Abby Oglesby is saying, hi, Spicy Spiess. Okay, let's go up to some other ones. We got to get
We
some
kind of
comments
ignored
here.
all of them because of this. We got so into it.
You men are amazing heroes. Okay, Greg, thank you. I guess Abby's over there. No. Oh, Abby, okay.
Her husband.
All right. Is Nathan older than the twin?
Oh, because Mary Michelle's
Mary's
twin.
a twin.
Which twin? She's a twin. Are you older?
Yes, I'm older. My brother's going to argue this. I say a minute. He says 30 seconds. But either way, I always tell him he's my baby brother.
Baby brother.
There you
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got, Patrick? We got anything else up there? This is amazing. Thank you. John Frank just said, good guy.
Well, that's because you have to go to the
Producer
reference.
Good guy. I don't know where we were at in that part of the show.
Killing me. You're killing me. You know that.
I was just got to get.
This is useless.
You gotta love Vin. We got Vin Yee. Fucking.
That's way before him.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah, that's where we'll
Kevin
end it.
Ponder. You
That's
missed
where
Kevin
we'll end
Ponder.
it.
Yeah.
Let's end this thing, and all you listeners, what do we got? What do we got? In the moments when recovery feels overwhelming, our progress seems slow. What is it that keeps you going? What reminds you of the bigger purpose behind all the effort you're putting in?
Good
That's a
question,
great
Tanner.
question,
That's a great
Tanner.
question, Tanner.
One of the first thing that keeps me going, especially when I'm struggling, is my lovely girlfriend, Taylor.
Hoping you went there, brother.
Me too.
She's the one that sees most of my struggles. She's the one that sits there, bears with me. You know, you're going to do this, you're going to be able to do that, you're going to be able to do this. You know, it's the small things that people don't realize that you miss until something happens, in terms of holding someone's hand whenever you're just walking with them.
Hey, bring her up real quick.
Yeah, come on up here.
Come on up here. Give him
Come
a
on.
big hug. Right? Let everybody see this strong support right here.
you want,
I want headphones on. I have a question for her.
Here, take my spot. You'll be much better.
100% better.
actually, you should take
Do
my
6
spot.
shots of Jameson and smoke a joint and let's talk.
Speaking of smoking a joint, I'll see you guys later.
Peace out.
Taylor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so the mic, because I have one question for you.
Talker on top of it.
So Nathan has been uncommonly candid about his incidents and his struggles and this and that. So can you give us a high and a low that really struck you that you had to help pull him through?
I think the lows were the unknown, not knowing what was to come, not knowing what the days ahead were going to bring, what the nights were going to bring. We sat a lot of times with what's tomorrow look like, what's the next hour look like. So that was really hard to go through. The highs were being at the lake last weekend when he got his prosthetic and he walked up and was like, hey, hold my hand.
That's awesome.
So it's one of those, like he said, people don't notice a lot of things that in everyday life you get to do. And then when something happens like this, that all that gets taken away. And you honestly don't know when it's going to come back.
Wow.
So bringing it kind of full
Incredible.
circle and coming out of the darkness has been great to watch.
That's
Great to be a part
incredible.
of.
You're a great woman.
Yeah, great woman. Thank you so
Hey,
much
just
for your
real
support
quick,
for our officer.
One more question.
Yes.
How long were you guys together? Were you together in the first incident too?
No, I'd been around about a month.
All right. So you were dating about a month when the second incident happened?
No.
No,
were
when the
talking,
first one.
We were speaking. We were in communication.
And I was actually, this is the second incident. I was actually laying in the bed in the ICU, and she was laying next to me, and I said, I know this might be a bad time, but will you be my girlfriend? I need to lock her down as soon as possible.
Go steady. Will you go steady with me?
Yeah.
Will you go with me, we used to say.
Go steady with
Will you go with me?
How exciting are you excited for him to become a policeman again?
That's a great
Just support him, baby. Just
That's
support
one
him.
of those. He's going to do great, and he loves it. And it's one of those, I can't stop him from doing what he loves. So I'm in it for the long run.
You're a great woman.
This is very
That's
special. It's awesome. Thank you
Good
so
girl.
much, Taylor. Nathan, we can't wait to have you back on. Tommy, what about our communities? Communities that support law enforcement?
Communities that support law enforcement are a lot places, a lot safer
a lot
places to
places
live.
safest.
Yeah, whatever I just said.
There's
All
a lot
right,
safer places to live.
it's been a long ass show.
Peace. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you, brother.